Today's episode is called Joy Killers: How and Why We Sabotage Our Joy. We'll be talking about those sneaky ways we sabotage our own happiness and why feeling joy sometimes is scarier than feeling pain. By the end of this episode, we want you, our viewer listener, to see how you might be blocking joy without even realizing it and how you can start opening yourself up to joy in more ways so that you feel safer and grounded and more real in your experience of joy. Last episode or a previous episode, we had talked about joy, creating it, finding it within. And so today we're going to look at the ways that we maybe get in our own way. And the first thing I want to do is pick up a little thread a little seed I planted in the first episode about pleasure and joy, because something that I've noticed in myself and with a lot of other people out there is that we think we're chasing joy, but we're really just chasing pleasure. And the way that I define pleasure is that pleasure is an external hit, something quick, think of a dopamine hit, like a sugar high. So for a lot of folks, that might be sex, validation, approval, likes, shopping, buying something, and feeling really good about that, getting that validation. It's quick and it's fun. No, there's nothing wrong with it at all. It just doesn't last long, and it's not the way that I would define joy. That's what I would define as pleasure. And so in the Western world, especially in the gay world, we're very much socialized to seek things like we're told will give us pleasure and happiness: sex, money, parties, materialistic things, exotic vacations. And we're constantly sold this idea that these things will make us happy, will give us pleasure, will bring us joy. But yes, pleasure is a high and then a crash, and it kind of cues that shame emptiness cycle. If we go below the surface, we'll find a lot of shame in there. And all this to say is that we're not talking about pleasure today. We're talking about joy. So I want to just say that that's what pleasure is. Joy is different. Joy is quieter. It's deeper. It's sustaining. It's more nourishing. It could still be something simple, but it hits deeper. It doesn't come with a hangover. That's how I know it's joy. And it's more peaceful. It's a little bit more connected to yourself, to other people, maybe. It leaves you with a deep feeling of gratitude. And for a lot of folks who are pleasure seekers, they might find joy boring next to the rush and the adrenaline of pleasure. So if that sounds like you, you're not alone. I definitely can feel that. So let's talk about why joy is hard. Joy is a very vulnerable emotion. The minute you feel it, for some people, you might start bracing yourself, like you might get a little bit tense, like, oh, I'm getting happy. This is too good. And that's the proverbial feeling of waiting for the other shoe to drop feeling, which is very common. Brene Brown calls this foreboding joy, which is kind of like rehearsing tragedy in advance, even though that's not really there, and it erodes at our joy. And it is a defense mechanism. It's basically the part of your brain that tells you, if I don't let myself be too happy, I won't be crushed when it ends. So it's this misguided attempt to protect ourselves from what we think is inevitable pain and disappointment. And if you've been hurt and disappointed in the past, this makes very logical sense that your brain would want to offer this to you as a protection mechanism. The problem, of course, is rehearsing for loss and pain does not actually protect us. It just robs us of the joy in that present moment. We'll be talking about what is the biggest joy killer for us. How do we catch ourselves waiting for that crash when things go well? And what are we really protecting ourselves from by not letting joy all the way in?